Mm. Oh, wait. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the International Webinar event for Artificial Intelligence and Ethics. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Novita and I will be your host for today's event. Now, let's me welcome our special guest for today. Welcome to the Honorable Mr. Ali Muhammedli, as a senior lecturer at Department of Information Technology from Western Caspian University, Azerbaijan, as the first speaker. And the second speaker is Miss Olena Parshyna, PhD in Economic Science, Associate Professor of International Economy Relation and Regional Study Department from University Custom Finance, Ukraine. To the last speaker, Mr. Jogatama Purhita, M.Ds, as a head of Communication Visual Design Department from STEKOM University, Indonesia. Before we begin, I have a few housekeeping notes here. Today's session is being streamed on the Universitas Teguh YouTube channel. And for today event, we will start with Indonesia national anthems. In the next session, we will begin with the main event presentation by our special guest for today. Continue with the Q&A session, time for picture and closing. First, we will sing our national anthems for Mr. Jonathan. You can start this session today. Thank you. Okay, and we will thank you very much for the star. And we will go to the main event for our audience. If you have any question for the speaker, please add them to the chat, and we'll be able to answer some of the during the Q&A session after its presenter already presentation. Today's session, its presenter will have about 30 minutes for the presentation. Now let's please welcome our first presenter, Mr. Ali Mohammedli, as a senior lecturer at Department of Information Technology from Azerbaijan, Western Caspian University. For Mr. Ali, the time is yours. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Ali Muhammedli, an instructor of Programming and Information Security of Western Caspian University of Azerbaijan. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay. May I start?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon. First of
Oh,
all,
ganteng.
yes. Yes. First of all, I welcome you to presentation of ethics of artificial intelligence, which of the most important topics in our daily life, which are integrated into our lives, and we use it every day in our lives. And I want to say that I am super excited about presenting you with the hottest topics the last decades. So, first of all, before delving into these ethical dimensions, I would like to brief you about the AI, artificial intelligence, and its evolution. The official beginning of the artificial intelligence dates back to 1956. The early studies on the subject were based on the idea that every aspect of the learning or any other feature of intelligence can be principle described so precisely and machine can be made to simulate it. In the first decade following 1956, AI had several major successes, including Alan Robinson's algorithm for the general purpose logical reasoning and Arthur Samuel's checker playing program, which taught that itself to beat its creator. But AI machines were still considered to be in for many of the tasks to which they were applied. Machines were simply regarded as being not smart enough. The evolution of AI, artificial intelligence. The seeds of progress we are seeing today were sown in the following decades when connections were made to the long-established disciplines of probability, statistics, and the control theory, and it later became known as deep learning. Beginning around 2018s, deep learning techniques began to produce dramatic advances in the speech recognition and visual object recognition and machine translation. These are the most important problems of the field. By some measures, machines now match or exceed human capabilities in these areas. Now AI, artificial intelligence, generates a front page media coverage almost every day. For example, we can see everyday news. When we are looking on Facebook, we can easily say that students use the ChatGPT 3.5 doing his or her homeworks, etc. Thousands of startup companies have been created. Millions of students enroll in online AI and machine learning courses. Investments made into the field is so high that their money has been spent in the last 5 years than the entire previous history of the field. And it's approximately $136 billion, which the investments made into the artificial intelligence. Ongoing advances such as self-driving cars and intelligent personal assistants are likely to have a substantial impact on the world over the next decade. Also, the potential economic and social benefits of AI are huge. However, today the significant impact that AI has on the development of the humanities raises fundamental questions about its ethics. First of all, I want to declare the first AI and its developer, 1951, Ferrari Mark 1. And this is the Sam Altman. I want that you watch this video. This is just 24 seconds.
He's the computer scientist who's known as the godfather of AI. So what does he know that we don't?
I can't see a path that guarantees safety. We're entering a period of great uncertainty where we're dealing with things we've never dealt with before, and we can't afford to get it wrong with these things.
Can't afford to get it wrong. Why?
Well, because they might take over.
Yes, thank you very much. And let's go to my slide. And, okay. Okay. Ethical foundations in AI. Yes. Today the significant impact AI. We must think about the ethical foundations in AI because it's very important because we are using it every day. That's why we can say that we can ask these questions to ourselves: what we should do with these systems, what the system themselves should do, what risks are potentially involved, and how we can control these problems, issues. To begin with, I want to note that ethical AI still is the infancy stage and is a complex concept, even through the concept of machine ethics was proposed around 2006. By building AI systems, we are not just coding, but also embedding values into them. This is where ethics come into play. Ethics in artificial intelligence is about ensuring these systems are fair, transparent, and accountable. Imagine if a robot doctor recommended a treatment based on a biased data. Not good, right? This is why ethics played a critical role in artificial intelligence. Bias and discrimination of AI. Okay, the bias, data privacy, transparency are among the immediate concerns that we have regarding artificial intelligence ethics. Midterm concerns include the impact of AI on economics, jobs, and society. Long-term concerns on the other hand, are about the possibility of AI systems reaching superintelligence. Unfortunately, AI machines can potentially inherit human biases. Any AI system that is fed data that lacks diversity will end up making unfair decisions. For example, I can give you an example that which we can see in natural language processing, which we say that NLP models that were used to predict the next words in sentences or pages. Having been trained in a Wikipedia data, the model made correlation between man and scientist, woman and housewife. For example, if the woman comes up, AI can't match up the woman and the scientist. But of course, we know that also women can be also the scientist. It means that it picked up on the bias that there was already inside the text of Wikipedia. That is why algorithms can be used as helping hand, but ultimately a human should be there to make the final decision. Another solution would be omitting specified variables and creating an inclusive dataset, which ensures that everyone is presented. Another key concern is the privacy. We know that AI has an insatiable appetite for extensive personal data to feed its machine learning algorithms, and it raises serious concerns about the data storage, usage, and access. AI's potential to infer sensitive information, such as a person's locations, preferences, and habits, poses risk and authorized data dissemination. Coupled with the potential for identity theft and the unwarranted surveillance, AI presents a unique set of challenges that demand immediate proactive solutions. Several industry leaders have already taken steps to address these concerns, such as Elon Musk's open letter in March, calling for a 6-month pause on AI development to assess the technology's societal impact. And it serves as a wake-up call for the industry to AI's implications more closely. Moving on the long-term concerns I mentioned earlier, I would like to elaborate on AI, automation, and future of the work. What we are witnessing now is that AI machines increasingly complement human labor in the workplace, and it makes it mandatory for humans adjust so as to reap the benefits. And AI is summarizing tasks from the sorting emails to driving cars. This makes things efficient, but also brings up concerns about jobs. Will robots take our jobs? No doubt these technologies will transform the nature of the work and workplace. Machines will be carry out more of the tasks done by humans and complement the work that humans do, and even perform some tasks that go beyond our capabilities. As a result, some occupations will decline, others will grow, and many more will change. Therefore, as exclusion of the new skills and adapting to the increasingly capable machines will be a key factor. Humans will have to move from declining occupations to new occupations. And another ethical dilemma that we encounter is about autonomous systems. Autonomous systems, yes. Ethical dilemma is the autonomous technology include the question of whether the program autonomous systems to actively impose harm on some to avoid greater harm for others. Another dilemma is the whether autonomous vehicles should protect the passengers or pedestrians when harm is unavoidable. According to statistics, even with autonomous systems, accidents to happen. But studies have shown that 99% of autonomous vehicle accidents are caused by human error. Either by a human is another vehicle or a pedestrian. But there have been only a few cases where the self-serving cars systems was a fault for the accident. It points out to the self-driving cars as being more illegal than their manual counterparts. But there are a number of dilemmas. Firstly, it needs to be clarified who are the rightful deciders of the ethics of self-driving car. Who will be responsible if something went wrong? Is it the car maker or software programmer, or we can say it's AI developer or car itself? Which one? Secondly, the second question is that the self-driving cars are more likely to follow set our rules or patterns in all cases. But that may not be the best course of action in all situations. It can be argued that random accidents caused by humans are more justified than the predetermined death of a human or animal. For example, car is coming and see that and there was a woman and its dog. AI can decide that which one is the most important for us. It can be argued that random accidents caused by humans are more justified than determined. It can be argued that the predetermined death of human or animal. It can also be argued that the best way for a self-driving car is to make impartial decision in case of an accident. They must not discriminate between humans based on age, gender, or other parameters. They should always make a decision that causes the least impact. Okay, AI in military and warfare. Another intense topic of debate regarding artificial intelligence and its role in military and warfare. Autonomous weapons capable of making decisions without human interventions pose ethical dilemmas. For instance, while artificial intelligence can be used in a surveillance and intelligence gathering, helping with identifying potential threats and preventing attacks, there is also a risk that it could be used to monitor and control civilian populations, and leading to violations of human rights and privacy. Okay. Another concern is occurrence of undesired or disasters results due to the manufacturing of AI systems. AI has a high potential to dehumanize warfare, making it more destructive. That's why the idea of machines having the freedom and capability to take human life is fundamentally wrong. And there need to be a global consensus on keeping military technology within the boundaries of morality. Okay. Fighter jet. Regulating AI. Yes. Everything that we have covered up to this point makes us wonder if it is possible to keep AI under our control, under human control. Regulating AI is a must, but it's like trying to build a road while driving on it. It's also a big dilemma. If unregulated, there is a high likelihood, or we can say it is a like chance, that AI could work against humanity instead of being applied for greater prosperity. However, it may also be argued that regulating AI technologies could stifle growth and reduce its prospects and achieving its full potential. Therefore, what it is perhaps more reasonable to suggest that AI technologies should be regulated to minimize risks to the fundamental human rights of all users. However, regulation should be approached in such a manner that makes sense and doesn't discourage using these technologies. The rapid integration of AI into our daily lives raises great concerns about its future, and its ethical and societal implications. Future of the AI ethics will be determined by how well the developers handle the questions of fairness, transparency, accountability, and potential unintended consequences of AI. From the standpoint of artificial intelligence engineers and developers, it's critical to embrace and practice a reasonable approach to the development of AI technologies. They should consider not only the technical aspects of their system, but also the ethical implications of their use. And there need to be a common framework or principles and standards ensuring accountability, fairness, and transparency in the using of artificial intelligence. On top of that, governments should create policies and guidelines to ensure that AI is used responsibly while enabling innovation and progress. Yes, the global impact of artificial intelligence. As a global phenomenon, artificial intelligence will have a significant global impact. The first thing that comes to our minds is loss of the job due to automation. But integration of AI into the fields such as finance, national security, climate change, healthcare, criminal justice, and transportation, smart cities is a harbinger of a positive global impact. For example, by taking over repetitive and dangerous tasks, AI can dramatically improve the efficiency of our workplaces and can augment the work humans can do. This way, humans will perform jobs that involve creativity, which will lead to increased happiness and job satisfaction. Okay. Yes. AI and environmental ethics. Now let's talk about AI and the environment. AI has the potential to help us tackle some of the biggest environmental challenges like climate change, wildlife conservation, but creating and running AI systems consumes a lot of energy and resources. We must ask, how can we develop AI sustainably? The goal is to create AI solutions that not only solve problems, but also are kind to our planet. This means the thinking green when we think about AI. Impacts of AI to environment. Training and running an artificial intelligence systems requires a great deal of computing power and electricity, and the resulting carbon dioxide emissions are one way AI affects the climate. But its environmental impact goes well beyond its carbon footprint. It's important for us to recognize the CO2 emissions of some of these large AI systems, especially. The impact of AI systems in general is going to be from the applications they are built for, not necessarily the cost of training, says Jesse George Allen from the Institute for Artificial Intelligence Institute. Yes, AI in health ethics. Finally, let's delve into artificial intelligence in the healthcare. A field where ethics is especially critical. AI can help diagnose disease, personalize treatment, and even assist in surgeries. But it also raises questions. How do we ensure patient confidentiality? What happens if an artificial intelligence makes a wrong diagnosis? Ensuring that artificial intelligence in healthcare uphold the highest ethical standards, respect patient rights, and was reliable is paramount. It's about enhancing healthcare while preserving the human touch and trust. For example, we can get a Google checkup. The future of health is consumer-driven. People will expect a mobile-first experience with the more personalized insights, services, and care. That means enterprises, including Google, will need to involve to meet consumers where they are, said Karen DeSalvo, M.D., Google's chief health officer during the Google Health annual the checkup event. Google continues to build out its health-related initiatives, leveraging artificial intelligence to help consumers find information on internet searches, advanced language generating tech, and offer new tools for developers and build health apps. Preparing for the near future. Moving on to the next slide, I would like to touch upon the future of artificial intelligence and find out how prepared we need to be the rapid transformation it will bring. In order to prepare for this future dominated by AI technology, we humans need to adapt our skills accordingly instead of finding ways to compete against AI systems. We will have to develop expertises in areas that complement machine intelligence and critical thinking and empathy are just some examples. Also, to effectively navigate this new landscape, we need to develop a deep understanding of how artificial intelligence works. This doesn't mean becoming an expert programmer or engineer or developer, but rather having a basic knowledge of the principle behind AI algorithms, how it learns pattern and their capabilities. By doing so, we can better appreciate its potential and make informed decisions about its applications. For example, I can give you an examples AI algorithms, which is deep learnings, supported mechanical machines, SVMs, and we use it in machine learning algorithms, which are regressions, and also we have linear regression, multiple regression, and so on. Yes, to sum up, AI is a powerful tool with the immense potential, but like any tool, how we use it matters. As we embrace AI, let's do so with an eye towards ethical, fair, and responsible use. This way, we ensure that the benefits of artificial intelligence are shared by all. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to ask any questions.
Okay, thank you so much for the presentation, Mr. Ali. And we have the question from participant in the Zoom. For first question, we have the question from Mr. Jonathan. You can see it in the Zoom. Well, yes, sure, or I will read.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm, that's- okay. Yes, Mr. Jonathan said that, asked that in a real time how intelligence, where decision-making process are often opaque and complex, how do we strike a delicate balance between fostering innovation and ensuring responsible and ethical artificial intelligence practices? Yes, to do this, we need the big data for this. For example, Google did some CV assistant which they take workers to Google, and he can it can say that many of the workers are men. That's why artificial intelligence think that uh, the worker must be man, not woman, because the big slice of the workers are men. That's what he said that, and that's very wrong. How can we do that? We can integrate and we can also fill the in artificial intelligence. We can teach the artificial intelligence how we can give them the new big data. For example, we can say it, they artificial intelligence also can learn by how we humans learn. How can we learn? For example, let's think in our childhood when we learn new things. First of all, we say that this is, for example, apple. This is a cap. This is, and we are going. Artificial intelligence also takes this material and memorizes that. But it doesn't. Artificial intelligence does know that differences between, for example, big bear or and little bear, for example, letters. And we can also give the real big data. We need the big real data for teaching artificial intelligence. Also, it is I can design. How can we design and implement ethical guidelines for artificial intelligence systems that only address current concerns, but also I think that this is the FIES, yes, FIES named. FIES, Mr. FIES said that how can we design and implement ethical guidelines for artificial intelligence systems that not only address current concerns, but also anticipate and adapt to unforeseen ethical challenges that may arise as AI technology continues to evolve. Yes, the ethical guidelines is very important, as I said, as I mentioned before. That's why I think that the artificial intelligence developers, software engineers, and doctors, and ethical personnel also to work together to solve these problems. For example, as I mentioned before, I said that the self-driving car comes up and see that on the way, for example, the woman and the child and the dog. It must prefer the which one of the important, and that's why doctors, ethical professors, or psychologists must work together to solve these issues. Okay. Miss Novita? Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for answering. I think it's very clear answer from Professor. I guess no one else asking again. Okay, thank you so much for Mr. Ali. And we will go to the next session for the second speaker, Miss Olena Parshyna as a PhD in Economic Science, Associate Professor of International Economy Relations and Regional Study Department from University Custom Finance, Ukraine. For Miss Olena, the time is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
One moment.
Yes, we can see.
One moment. Okay. I change. Okay. You can see my presentation, and I can say thank you for participation in this interesting meeting. I am professor of cybersecurity and information technology department, University of Customs and Financial. And according our topic, I propose artificial intelligence and ethics. And according this plan, I propose to say about next, to say about artificial intelligence and analyze what is the system, and to say about next component of artificial intelligence. For example, we can say about artificial intelligence as a complex system is intelligent demonstrated by computers as opposed to human or animal intelligence. And we can say a computer system is a component, this hardware and computing system main software, and different equipment needed to used for full operations. And next, according our topic, I say about artificial intelligence and ethics. I propose to say about ethics, and we can say about next component. Ethics, we can say, or moral philosophy, is a branch of philosophy that involves systematizing, defending, and recommendation concepts of right and wrong behavior. And I think you know about philosophy. We can say about love of wisdom, and philosophy is a systematic study of general and fundamental questions concerning topics like existence, reason, knowledge, value, mind, and language. And in our research, in area and in our field, I think about cybersecurity. We can use concepts, and we use this concept, and we can define as an abstract idea. And this idea we can use for analysis different mathematical concepts. We can use concepts for computer science. We can use this idea for forming databases, and moreover for artificial intelligence too. And according this idea, I think about ethics in this area. I think about ethics of artificial intelligence. We can say it's a branch of ethics of technology specific to artificial intelligence systems. And we can say it's sometimes divided into two components. According first components, we can say about concern this the moral behavior of humans as they design, make, use, and threat artificial intelligence systems. And according second components and second idea, we can use and we can say about concern this behavior of machine. And we can say in machine ethics. According main general idea, I propose to say about next application of artificial intelligence. So we can say about more examples. For example, first, its advantage word search engines, for example, Google search. Next, we can say about recommendation systems, and For example, we use YouTube, we can use Amazon and Netflix. Next, for communication, we can use understanding human speech such Siri and Alexa. Next, self-driving. Before my presentation, we can say about this example, for example, self-driving cars, and this example way more. And next, generative or creative tools. For example, now we can use Chat GPT and artificial intelligence art, different program soft for that. Next, very important for forming intelligence system. We can use different system for decision making. And next, we can use competing at highest level in strategic game system. For example, like example, chess and Go. According to this list, some words about every component of artificial intelligence applications. For example, we can use advanced web search engine, for example, Google search. We can find different information. For example, like this, search engine is a software system that finds web pages that math and web search. For example, we can use World Wide Web in systematic way for searching different information. For example, we can find web pages, we can find images, videos, scientific articles, research paper, and other types of file. On this slide, you can see, for example, by using search, for example, lunar case, we can say this page, and in more details we can put on these pages and to get more information about every component. Next. We can say, for example, according to statistical information, Google search, sometimes we can use simply Google or Google.com, and search engine providing and operating by Google. And moreover, handling more than 3.5 billion searches per day. It has 92% share on global search engine market. So we can say about a great engine market, and we can analyze more information about every field in our life. Next component, we can say about recommendation systems. For example, we can use YouTube, Amazon, and Netflix. You can see these logotypes for every component according to these recommendation systems. Sometimes we can use, for example, a recommender system, and sometimes we can use a recommendation system. For example, by using some words, we can find more information about information we need. For example, typically suggestions refer for various decision-making processing, such as product to purchase. We can find about what do you want to listen to, about music, I think, about different films. And for example, we can search different news. Such example on my slide on late dating, we can use for searching interesting people in our area, for example. Next, we can use YouTube, and you know about YouTube is an American online video sharing and social media platform. For example, we can find first online video sharing And next, we can use social media for different information. For video, you can say about scientific, we can use information about different websites and other interesting information. Next, according these components, we can say about Amazon. And Amazon is American multinational technology company focusing on e-commerce and cloud computing, online addresses, and digital streaming and artificial intelligence too. For example, it has been often referred as one of the most economics and cultural forces in the world. You can see this built in Amazon's, for example, where we can say about complex structure of this company. And next, we can use Netflix, for example. On this slide, you can see many logos from first idea and for currently idea since 2014. For example, Netflix is an American subscriptions video to demand. We can use different video, different category, and analyze television series produced by media company. Next, I propose to you to say about next component of artificial intelligence applications. For example, understanding human speech. On this slide, you can see this copy from program soft, and we can say about Siri is virtual assistants that is party of Apple of different ideas, for example, and different versions, operating systems. And we can use it program for voice, and we can change language, and we can use for answer questions, and this system can help us to make some recommendations in this area, and so on. So we can use this program soft for study language too, and others ideas. Next, I propose to you to say about Amazon Alexa for analysis. We can use this Amazon Echo Smart Speaker and different ideas, speakers developed by Amazon Lab 126. Next, according next component and next idea, we can use self-driving cars. On this slide, you can see this logo of this firm, and next you can see this example by using this idea, and a self-driving car, also known as autonomous car, and another idea, we can use driverless car or robotic car. Robo car is a car that is capable of traveling without human part. For example, it's a very interesting idea for currently but I say about decision making, but by use this robocar, for example, according rules of the road, and maybe in case of accidents, for example, by using this robocar. Next, we can say about next idea, we can say we can use different components. We can use different equipments, for example, thermographics, cameras, radars, lidars, and we can use this system. We can say about GPS and other components for analysis information, and these components we can use for decision making in different situation. For example, information about these components. For example, on this slide, you can see this equipment, a thermographic camera. For example, sometimes we can say about infrared camera. And for example, this photo, nature photo, and for example, this example image by using this technology. Next, in military area, I can say we can use long range radar antenna, for example, this example, and next radar of type used for detection of aircraft, for example. Next idea, for example, by using this information and after processing main information about analysis, we can use a lidar, sometimes a lidar. It's light detection and reading for laser imaging, detection, and reading. For example, sometimes called 3D laser screening for analysis situation of surface. For example, next for equipment and we can use for intelligence, artificial intelligence, sonar navigation and radar, or sonic navigation and radar. For example, this example on this slide, you can see this example by using this complex equipment. And next, for everyone, we can use this system GPS by using mobile telephone and by using our car, for example, for finding many roads for different cities and others, buildings and addresses. For example, we can use this GPS system for analysis. On this slide, you can see this logo of this company. And next, for example, for analysis, and next example for intelligence, we can use strategic game system. Sometimes we can say about chess and Go. This example you can see, I think for everyone you can use these games. And moreover, this idea, this complex decision making in this area, for example, we can use computer game and to use for analysis different complex situation, and these ideas moreover we can use for strategic decision making too. Next, and before that, it's a very maybe history, but we can say about this Go. This example on this slide, you can see this example for analysis. Next, I can say about currently situation and very important for artificial intelligence. It's very high level for analysis. We can say about generative or creative tools. Currently, creative tools, for example, ChatGPT, and sometimes we can use artificial intelligence art. It's I think we can say about more information about this part, maybe for next meetings. We can say more interesting technology we can use in ChatGPT, I think. But now we can use its very complex system of artificial intelligence system in general, and we can use for forming different decision making. For example, forming different text. Moreover, we can use for analysis scientific information and information in area fields. We can use for images, for forming different images and media and photos and others. For example, on this slide, you can see different information, different various data for analysis. And by using this information, we can form decision-making in different areas. Next, I can say about ChatGPT. For example, information about this chat generative transformation and more information by using mathematical models and LPN technology and others. Information about currently situation, for example, it's statistical information, new statistical information. For example, by January 2023, we can say about the fastest growing can some software application in history, for example. And now, for example, on this slide, you can see ChatGPT availability by country or region. On date June 2023. I think currently situation is more useful for these applications. And next, I can say about analysis in March 2023. We can use about next analysis and many interesting projects for development in this area. And for example, I can say about a situation these ethic issues in this program solved. For example, we have many problems, these artificial intelligence and ethical issues, for example. But I think for decision making in this problem and in this area, we need analyze situation by using, for example, scientists, professionals in this area, and we need to form control system for this area and analyze situation. For example, decision making that we can form by using different applications and analyze the situation. For example, this rule and practice of ethical program solved. And in conclusions, I can say about first, we can say about artificial intelligence is intelligence demonstrated by computers. Next, we can analyze different information and information processing in source of intelligence by using different components, different applications. And next, I can say this process, development process of artificial intelligence, we can take part in this process development. But I can say about we don't stop making this process in building intelligence machine and software and different application, but very important task and problem, artificial intelligence ethics regulate for ensure that moral principle are included into artificial intelligence development, and that problem this behavior and people behavior in this area. For more information and maybe for analysis situation in general, I can say about these books about artificial intelligence and modern articles, scientific articles, for example, and more information we can say and compare, for example, this fake information which can form by some application of artificial intelligence, and analyze situation in ethics, for example. Moreover, maybe it's new topics for our meetings. We can say about algorithm which can use for creating for fake news, for example. Thank you. Maybe do you have questions I can say about this information too? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, aku dulu, Kak. Okay, thank you so much for your presentation. We have the question from participant in the Zoom from Miss Rajeswari. The time is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak. Good afternoon, ma'am. Yeah, my name is Rajeswari. Our today's topic is about AI and ethics, right? But you shared a lot of information about the applications of AI, the instance of application in AI, but I didn't get much information about ethics. So I would like to ask you some questions. I don't know, is it belong to ethics or not? Maybe we can discuss about it further. So all of applications in AI needs huge amount of data in order to train the model, right? I don't against of AI. I really appreciated the advancement of technology, especially in AI. But I think the cost that we have to pay is our privacy. For instance, like a recommendation system you mentioned. In order to train that model, and the provider collect a lot of data, and the data is from the customer itself. So my question is, it is actually my own experience, and I really shocked and afraid whenever I click something in my smartphone. So whenever I want to search about something or I want to scroll my social media, once I click that page or whatever it is, the recommendation will be according to whatever I click. So I think that my privacy is already exposed, even though it is with the provider which give that services. So even though the provider itself said that they preserve our privacy, our data which they are collecting, but I think that there is no privacy in today's digital realm. So what is the ethics in that? What is your thought about it? Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I can say we have experience in this area, for example, for decision making for different situations. For example, I can say about this maybe example, we can use next tasks, for example, for analysis process of development of our country and our region by using forming different analysis, for example, by forming models, mathematical models. For that we need to form maybe great databases by using different indicators. By using these indicators we need to use different program software. I think, for example, like example, Excel and MATLAB for forming mathematical models for analysis different behavior in this area. After this, after that, on the next step, we can use these mathematical models for analysis situation in future. For example, for development in social area, in financial area, and in this area of different subsectors of national economy, for example. After that, by using complex models in different area, we can form a complex model for analysis. For example, social and economic development of our sector. I think about Dnipro sector or in our country. My experience in this area, for example, by using analysis, forming great databases, these indicators, more than 3,500 indicators in social area, technical area, by using information of our region and information of our country. And by using this, maybe I can say about this in more details, maybe on next webinar, international webinar. It's very interesting. And next example for analysis on the level, for example, on some enterprise, we use technology, neurotechnology for analysis, and we can describe a situation for forming, for example, like information competitiveness of product software and competitiveness of some production in industrial area, for example, by using this technology. Maybe next way, maybe I can say by using my scientific article, and we can say about using network for forming decision making by using great databases and decision making for analysis situation, for example, in development, like example, for control and for forming control system. I think we need to form great databases, and we need to form control system for analysis, and we need to compare situation in a real section, and we need to analyze by using a complex mathematical model for future, for example. It's my view, it's my experience, and I think it's example for forming decision making by using artificial intelligence in this area.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am.
Oke, sudah Kak?
Udah. Thank you, Kak.
Okay, thank you for your question, Ms. Rajeswari. And then we have the question from participant in the Zoom. How can we design AI system that not only follow ethical guidelines but also possess the capability to adapt and evolve their ethical framework in response to dynamic social value and cultural shift, ensuring that AI remains aligned with our evolving understanding of ethics over time? This question from Ms. Sukamto. Thank you, Ms. Olena.
I think it's very complex. Thank you for questions, firstly, because yes, it's very interesting problem by analysis. For example, for using mathematical model, it's one idea. But for next idea, for example, I think we use for my by using my experience, maybe, and I think about the problem and I can say about next. For example, we for many statistical information, we can use this statistical information for forming mathematical models. For example, we can use different program software. I talked about that. For example, MATCAD, MATLAB, for example, statistics, and Excel by using many formulas. But for analysis with ethics, I think it's more complex idea. We need analyze people behavior by using, maybe we need analyze by mathematical formulas, and maybe it's more complex, I think. But we can use this analysis by using NLP programming, for example, and analyze situation, these numbers and this real behavior for people. For example, I think we need to form control system. We need analyze situation in, for example, like my example, we can say about situation with forming fake news, for example, and we analyze how this impact on people, for example. So I think we need to form databases, this statistical information, this real information by using control system, and analyze people behavior, this impact of fake news, for example, and situation, this development in this area. So it's our future, and we need to form and to use for that different concepts. Maybe we need to form new concept for forming this control system for future, because it's very important for our decision making in real life, for example.
Okay, thank you for answering. I think it's very clear answer from Professor, and thank you so much for the presentation, Miss Olena. And we will go to the next session for the last speaker, Mr. Edi Jogatama Purhita, as the head of Visual Communication Design Department from STEKOM University, Indonesia. For Mr. Edi, the time is yours. Thank you. Jonathan, bisa dibantu presentasi?
Okay, thank you. Help me to share the presentation, Jonathan. Okay. My voice is clear? Novita?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Mrs. Olena Parshyna. I'm happy collaborating in this webinar to share our knowledge. In this time, I will talk about artificial intelligence and ethics subtopic, the impact of ethics in development and use of AI. Okay, next. Okay. Artificial intelligence and ethics are two concepts that are interrelated the context of technology development and applications. Ethics is the study of moral principles and values that govern human behavior, when AI is a field of computer science that focus on developing systems that can perform tasks that usually require human intelligence. I explain this. And okay. The intersection of AI and ethics becomes imperative as the capabilities of AI systems expand and influence various aspects of society. Ethical consideration in AI involve addressing questions related to fairness, transparency, accountability, and the impact of AI and individual and communities. As AI technologies continue to advance, the ethical dimension becomes a crucial framework for guiding the responsible development, deployment, and usage of the systems, ensuring that they align with society value and contribute positively to human well-being. The synergy between AI and ethics underscores the need for the thoughtful and principled approach to technological innovation, promoting a harmonious integration of artificial intelligence into the fabric of our increasingly interconnected world. Okay, next. First, I will explain ethical theories that can be considered in AI development. Okay, next. This is three considered ethical theory. One, perspective in deontological ethics. Number two, the perspective in teleological ethics. And number three, situational and conditional ethics. Okay, we explain this perspective of ethical theories. Okay, next. And deontological ethics. Deontology is an ethical theory that uses rules to distinguish between right and wrong. Deontology is often associated with the philosopher Immanuel Kant. Kant believed that ethical action follow universal moral laws, such as don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat. Deontology is easy to apply. It simply requires people to follow the rules and perform their obligations. This approach tends to conform to our natural intuition about what is ethical and or unethical. In deontology, ethical decisions are not simply based on the consequences or result of actions, but on compliance with existing moral rules and obligations. Thus, if an action conforms to a moral rule, then the action is considered ethical according to deontology, regardless of the final outcome. Next. Okay. Deontological ethics relates to the applicable moral and normative base. In the context of AI use, this approach emphasizes fundamental ethical principles such as fairness, privacy, and transparency. The development and implementation of AI must be aligned with these fundamental values to ensure that this technology provides positive benefit to society and does not violate recognized moral principles. Okay, next. Theoretical ethics is an ethical theory that derives application from what is considered valuable as a goal, diametrical opposed to deontological ethics. Theological ethics argues that the basic standard of application is contribute made by an action towards the achievement of non-moral values. Okay, next. In this context, theological ethics assesses the morality of an action based on the positive impact or positive value produced by the action, not on the moral principles that are followed while the action is carried out. This approach view that the ultimate goods or desired outcome of an action is mind determining factor for assessing the ethical goodness or badness of that action. Okay, next. Theoretical ethics focus on the ultimate goal or consequences of an action. In the context of AI, teleological ethics considers the long-term impacts of using this technology. Consideration include whether AI can provide significant benefits, achieve positive goals, and minimize negative impact on society and the environmental. Okay. Next. In this context, situational ethics refer to an ethical view that considers the specific situation or context in determining the corrective or wrongness in an action, although often associated with realism, where ethical values are considered relative and can vary depending on cultural context or individual. This statement implies that there are absolute or fixed elements that must be considered. Okay, next. In other words, while situational ethics recognizes the influence of situation on ethical judgment, this approach also opens the door to some moral elements that are considered absolute or fixed, which do not depend entirely on relativity. By combining this element, it is hoped that the situational ethic approach can provide a more balanced situation between absolutist and relativist view of ethics, overcoming some of the problems that may arise in both approaches. Okay, next. Situational and conditional ethics using EI takes into account special situation or conditioning that may arise in the use of EI, especially in abnormal or emergency situation. This includes ethical consideration when EI is faced with critical decisions in complex or emergency situation, where ethical values may have the applied flexibility to address specific challenge. Okay, next. The application of ethics in the development and use of EI requires a holistic approach that combines ontological, theological, and situational aspects. This helps ensure that EI not only operates in accordance with fundamental moral principles, but also achieves long-term positive goals while being able to adapt to potentially unexpected situation and condition. Okay, next. Okay, maybe before I next context, I will share my screen. Eh? Okay, Jonathan, can you close your share screen? I will share my document. Eh?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Is my document appear in screen? Jonathan?
Yes, sir. Kelihatan.
Okay. I will explain an example of use case for EI with deontological ethic consideration. Okay. An example of use case for EI with deontological ethic consideration is in development and implementation of facial recognition system for security in the workplace in public environments. In this case, specific moral rules or principles are applied to evaluate whether the action or EI technology is used to comply with deontology ethical standard. Here example, case facial recognition system in the workplace situation. A company implements a facial recognition system to secure access to restricted work area. This is used to ensure that only authorized employee can access certain rooms. And then the deontological ethic consideration, application of the principle of fairness. The system must be applied fairly and without discrimination against employees based on irrelevant factor such as race or gender. Yes. Then individual privacy rights. Deontological principle demands the protection of individual privacy rights. Therefore, the use of AI technology must ensure that facial data is collected, stored, and used in compliance with high privacy standards. Obligation of transparency. Companies have an obligation to clearly explain to employees how this facial recognition system operates, including how their data is processed and handled. Not deceiving, deontological principle condemn deceptive practice. Therefore, facial recognition system must be set up to avoid recognition error and provide accurate information about employee access. By applying the ontological consideration in this case, development and implementation of facial recognition system can ensure that AI technology is used in accordance with accepted moral norms and involves high ethical obligation towards individual right and principle of justice. And an example of case using AI with theological ethical consideration. An example of a case using AI with theological ethical consideration is the development of disease spread prediction system. In this case, AI technology is used to analyze data and predict the spread of disease, allowing authorities to take more effective prevention and control measures. Here, an example case, disease spread prediction system. Situation, healthcare organization use AI technology to analyze epidemiological data, travel data, and other data to forecast the spread of an infection disease. Theological ethic considerations, the public health benefits. The main aim of using AI technology in this case is provide public health benefit by providing accurate and fast prediction about the spread of diseases. This can help authorities take necessary preventive measures efficiently. Increased response efficiency. By forecasting the spread of disease, authorities can allocate resources more effectively, including drug supplies, health facilities, and medical personnel. Negative impact reduction. Through careful data analysis, AI technology can help reduce the negative impact of an outbreak, such as the number of cases and death rates. Responsibility for the welfare of society. In theological ethic perspective, the use of AI technology should be evaluated based on the extent to which the action make a positive contribution to the welfare of society as a whole. In this scenario, teleological ethical consideration place emphasis on the end result that produce the greatest benefits for society, ensuring that AI technology is used to achieve positive goals and improve the general welfare. An example of case using AI with situational ethic considerations. An example for a case of using AI with situational ethic consideration is in the development of a decision-making system for autonomous cars. In this case, AI technology is used to make decisions in the complex traffic situation and often require situation-based judgment. Here, as example scenario. Case, autonomous car decision-making. Situation, autonomous cars use AI technology to make decisions is complex traffic situation, such as deciding to avoid obstacles, give priority to pedestrians, or respond to sudden change in road conditions. Situational ethic
Okay, for our participant, please wait from Mr. Eddie have a technical issue, so just a moment please in the 2 minutes again. Oke, bagi para peserta mohon ditunggu terlebih dahulu karena Bapak Eddie-nya ada kendala teknis, mohon ditunggu 2 menit lagi. Terima kasih.
Ini lagi kesalahan jaringan ya, Mbak ya?
Iya.
Oh, kelempar ya, Mbak ya? Iya. Oh, sudah masuk lagi Pak Edinya. Hmm, ada.
I'm sorry, my internet connected is trouble. I continues my explain. Okay. Sudah kelihatan Novita?
Sudah, Pak.
Baik. In situational ethic consideration, safety priority decisions. Autonomous car are faced with choice of avoiding obstacle or maintaining the safety roads users. Situational ethic consider requires EI system to make decisions that the best align with safety priorities, depending on the specific context of the situation. Respond to emergency condition. EI system must be able to quickly and precisely assess how to respond to unexpected emergency conditions, such as road incidents or unexpected road user behavior. Then flexibility in decision making. In situational ethic, decision taken by autonomous cars must be flexible and adaptable to the dynamic of the situation. This include the ability to respond to changing traffic condition or new information as it emerges. Transparency and communication. Situational ethics encourage transparency and communication between autonomous car and other road users. The EI system must be able to provide clear sign regarding its intention to increase understanding and trust among road users. In this scenario, situational ethic approach allows EI system to consider contextual factor and make decision in accordance with moral values and norms in complex and unpredictable situation. Overall, the application of ethics in the development and use of requires a holistic approach that combines ontological, teleological, and situational aspect. This helps ensure that EI not only operates in accordance with fundamental moral principles, but also achieves long-term positive goals while being able to adapt to potential unexpected situation and condition. It's important to evaluate ethical implications for multiple perspectives, considering ontological values, theological goals, and situation flexibility. This helps ensure that the development and use of AI not only adheres to general moral principles, but also achieves desired positive outcome and can adapt to changing context. Okay. Okay, we continue with the presentation in PowerPoint. Jonathan? Okay, the urgency of ethics in AI development. Okay, next. This is several urgency, some ethical urgency and AI development. Number one, guaranteed privacy and data protection. Number two, prevent bias and discrimination. Prevention of potential negative impact. Establish responsibility and accountability. Guaranteeing safe of use. Guarantee community trust and adoptions. Supporting sustainable technology development. He explained its point. Next. The urgency using ethics and development of AI, guarantee privacy and data protection. Ethics helps protect individual privacy and the right regarding the use of data. In the development of AI, access to large amount of data is often required, and ethics guides how that data should be treated, stored, and used so as not to violate individual privacy. I explained this. In this AI development process, where access to large data is often required to train and optimize algorithms. Ethical principles provide guidance regarding the need to safeguard individual privacy. Ethics guides AI developers to ensure that the data collected is treated with integrity and respect its individual's right to privacy. This is include measures to ensure data security, transparency in the use of information, and implementing effective methods of data anonymizations or obfuscations. By prioritizing ethics in data management, developer can create AI systems that are not only effective and sophisticated, but also pay attention to moral values and individual rights. Thus, ethics serves as a foundation for achieving the right balance between technological innovation and protecting privacy rights in the ever-evolving AI era. Okay, next. Second urgency is prevent bias and discrimination. Ethics helps protect individual privacy and their rights regarding the use of data. In the development of AI, access to large amount of data is often required. This is in this issue. Ethics has a crucial role in preventing error, reducing bias that can arise in artificial intelligence algorithm. When the training data used tend to contain bias, AI algorithm can amplify and expand this bias, resulting in a system that is vulnerable to discrimination against certain groups. In this context, ethics in EI serves as an important guide to ensure that developers and research seek to actively identify and address potential bias. Ethics guides developers to conduct a thorough evaluation of training data sets, recognition and removing undesirable bias. This step including handling imbalance or unrepresentative data, as well as rigorous review of algorithm parameters and processes. The applying ethics throughout the development cycle, EI can be shaped to produce more fair and objective decisions, avoiding creating or perpetuating inequality. Thus, ethics plays a role at the forefront in ensuring that EI technology applied in society reflect the values of justice and respect the right of every individual. Next. Okay, urgency and prevent of potential negative impact. Ethics help prevent reduce potential negative impact that can result from the use of EI technology. This include consideration of the social, economic, and physical impact that may arise from implementation on artificial intelligence system. Okay, I speed my explanation. Okay, next. Establish a responsibility and accountability. Ethics helps establish responsibility in the development and use of EI technology. Developers and owners EI system must be accountable for the decisions and action of the system. Ethics helps answer the question, who is responsible if problem or negative consequences occur? Okay, next. Granting safe of use. Ethics is also related to security in the development and implementation of EI. EI system must be designed to operate safely and reliably, especially in contexts such as autonomous vehicle on healthcare system that use EI technology. Okay, next. Organic guarantee community trust and adoption. Ethics can increase the level of public trust in EI technology. If users believe that EI is developed and used ethically, they are more likely to accept and adopt the technology. Public trust is a key factor in successfully implementation of EI technology. Okay, next. Supporting sustainability technology development. Ethics guides the development of sustainable and environmentally friendly EI technologies. This includes consideration of the ecological impact of resources and energy use, as well as effort to reduce the carbon footprint. Okay, next. By prioritizing ethics in EI development, we can ensure that this technology provides positive benefit for society and the environment, while reducing potential risks and negative impact. Ethics is an important foundation for building a smart, fair, and sustainable future with EI technology. Okay, next. Okay, and the last we talk about case that highlight ethical use in the development and use of EI. Okay, next. Okay. Algorithm-based and facial recognition system. Case, some facial recognition system have been criticized for exhibiting bias against certain ethnic group, especially because the trend data may be unbalanced. Ethical impact, unequal application of algorithm can result in racial discrimination and privacy violation. Okay, next. Chatbot that elicit abusive or discriminatory language. Chatbot, they use machine learning to understand and respond the question and learn unethical or demeaning behavior for user or training data. Ethical impact, unsupervised chatbot development can lead to unethical behavior, cause discomfort, or exacerbate stereotypes. Okay, next. Use AI and security systems. The use of AI system for surveillance and security may raise concern regarding privacy and potential abuse, ethical impact, overlay invasive placement of surveillance camera, or use of facial recognition technology without consent may violate an individual's privacy. Okay, next. In case develop of autonomous weapon that can make decision to attack without human intervention, ethical impact may raise ethical question about liability, security risk, and humanitarian impact of use of this technology. Okay, next. Recommending system that maintain filter bubbles. Recommending algorithm in social media or e-commerce platform can present information or product that match user preference, forming a filter bubble around them. User ethical impact, user exposed to only certain viewpoints or information may be isolated from broader diversity and understanding, resulting in polarization of society. Okay, next. Employee monitoring using AI technology to monitor employees' activity and behavior, such as through analysis of performance data or use of attendance monitoring tools. Ethical impact, violation of employee privacy, and potential misuse on data may arise, raising ethical concern related to individual rights. Okay, next. Media manipulating using deepfakes. Technology can create fake video or image that are difficult to distinguish from the original. Ethical impact. Deepfakes can be used to spread false information or damage someone's reputation, creating ethical challenge in terms of truth and information security. Okay. Okay, closing. Next. By prioritizing the development of artificial intelligence, we can ensure that this technology provides positive benefit for society and the environment, while reducing potential risk and negative impacts. Ethics is an important foundation for building a smart, fair, and sustainable future with AI technology. We can ensure that this technology provides substantial positive benefits for society and environment. Ethical thinking integrated into every state of AI development helps create a system that are not only technical efficient, but also consider their impact on people on our planet. Ethics is an important foundation that guides developers to identify and overcome potential risk and negative impact that can arise along with the implementation of AI technology. Okay, next. By engaging ethical principles such as fairness, transparency, and responsibility, we can ensure that AI use responsibly, respect individual rights, and does not promote or amplify undesirable bias. In this way, ethics is not only a moral constraint, but also a pillar for building a smart, fair, and sustainable future of AI technology. The application of ethics in AI development results in innovative that are more accepted by society, increases public trust, and ensure that this technology become a positive force in the evaluation of global society. By continuing to prioritize ethics, we can ensure that advances in AI technology contribute to achieving inclusive goals, shaping a better and more equal world for all. Okay, thank you. I think this is my closing statement.
Okay, thank you so much for Mr. Eddie. And for all participants, if you have any question for the speaker, please add them to the chat or you can raise your hand. Okay, for first question, we have the question from Miss Sukamto already read in the Zoom chat, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you read
Sure.
the question?
Okay, how can we design AI system that not only follow ethical guidelines? Just a moment. Just a moment. Wait.
Guidelines.
But yeah, but also process the capability to adapt and involve their ethical framework in response to dynamic social value and cultural shift, ensuring that AI remain aligned with our evolving understanding of ethic over time. Thank you.
Okay. Designing and implementing ethical guidelines for artificial intelligence system that are adaptive to evolving challenge requires a comprehensive and forward-thinking approach. Here are key considerations to ensure ethical guidelines are not only relevant to current concern, but also anticipate and adapt to unexpected ethical challenge. We need multidisciplinary collaboration involve experts from diverse fields, including ethics, technologies, legal professional, psychologists, and domain expert. Multidisciplinary team can provide a holistic perspective and better anticipate potential ethical challenge. Yes. You can also continue to monitoring and review, yeah, and regular review of ethical guidelines. Give the rapid pace of AI advancement. Guidelines should be periodically revisit to ensure the remain relevant and effective. Yeah. Incorporate ethical by design principle, implement ethical consideration throughout the entire development life cycle, embed ethical principle into the design, development, deployment, and monitoring phase of AI system to address concern proactively. Yeah. We need stakeholder involvement also, including the public, development and review of ethical guidelines, incorporating diverse perspective, can have identify blind spot or ensure guidelines are reflective of social value. Okay. Also, we can use global collaboration and standard, encourage global collaboration and establishment of international standard of ethics. As EI transcend borders, global cooperation is essential to create consistent guidelines that address ethical concern on a broader on a broader scale. Also, regular training and education also. Yeah. Provide ongoing training and education for AI developers, user and policymakers, involving ethical consideration, keeping stakeholders informed, enable a proactive response to emerging trends. Okay, I think that's I can answer that, Mr. Tony.
Okay, thank you so much. And then the next question, in the context of AI decision making, how do we balance the pursuit of ethical principles such as fairness and transparency with the inherent complexity and opacity of advanced machine learning model, especially when facing dilemma where ethical value may conflict or evolving over time? This question from Miss Pechil. Thank you.
Balancing ethical principles as fairness and transparency with inherent complexity or opacity of advanced machine learning models in AI decision making is indeed a challenging task. implementing fairness-aware algorithm that specifically address bias in data and model outputs. Techniques like adversarial training or sampling can help mitigate bias and enhance the fairness of AI model. Also, human AI collaboration. Promote collaboration between AI system and human decision maker instead of fully autonomous decision making. AI can be designed to augment human decision making processes, allowing the human intervention and an ethical oversight. Implementing continuous monitoring and auditing mechanism to assess the performance of AI model over time. Regular evaluation can identify the potential bias or ethical issue that may arise as the system evolves and encounters new data. Yeah. Multi-stakeholder involvement is needed. Involve a diverse group of stakeholders in the decision-making process, including ethicists, domain expert, and representative of impact communities. This ensures that variety of perspectives are considered, helping to address dilemma where ethical values may conflict. That's maybe I can answer this question to this last question maybe.
Yes, correct. Okay, thank you so much for Miss Eddie, Mr. Eddie Jogatama. Okay, yeah, I think we don't have no more question again from our participant. Okay, before I close this event, I will take a picture. Jonathan. Okay, for all participant, please open your camera. I will take a picture on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, another 1, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you for your keen cooperation. Finally, we come to the end of visiting lecture today. Finally, we come to the end of webinar today. We would like to say to all the speaker for the wonderful information and thank you for sharing your knowledge. We hope this information will be beneficial for all participants. At least we hope to have more collaboration in the future. The webinar for today and here we hope to see you soon. Thank you and have a nice day. Thank you so much for Mr. Eddie and Mr. Ali and Olena. Thank you and goodbye. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.